Welcome to the Port Charles Update with your hosts, Mish and Mel.
Hello.
Hello! What a week.
The girls are fighting. Did you notice? Cullum randomly finds Jocelyn
Random.
in the hostage hole.
It's like, what? You hang out here too?
It was like, he is so mad. He is so mad that it took such a long time to figure out she's not a stereotypical blonde ditzy college girl.
The guy. And he's the director. Like, he's got some work to do.
There's just certain things that GH does that I'm just like, thank you, chef's kiss, loves it. We talk a lot about this, like how, with Drew, for instance, he literally embodied the stereotype of a mistress,
Yes.
right? And they kind of did that to that character, and it was so fun to watch. And what I found hilarious when I saw Cullum, because I'm like, this is a big deal to walk in on Jocelyn, shove Obrecht there. And I'm like, wasn't that like the one guy they didn't want to know about Jocelyn?
Right?
And I'm just trying to understand. Cassius was trying to keep her safe. Him and Sidwell had secrets. They had
They all had
private secrets where they're like, we can't tell Cullum. We're not going to tell Cullum. He's gonna freak out. He's gonna freak out.
No, but it was like the typical trio of high school friendships. I love it. Okay. But like I said this, but like don't tell them. And then the whole thing gets broken down. It was so fun.
What, like, did you see it when it was happening? And were you freaking out to watch the trio teenage girl friendship in the form of criminal masterminds?
It was beautiful. No, but like legit though, it was beautiful,
Right?
because they're all keeping secrets from each other. One's kidnapping the other one's mother. It's just completely bonkers and upside down, and it was so incredibly entertaining.
Oh my God, did I post that? I'm not sure if I posted that, but like I do have clips of the back and forth with Cullum and Nathan because it was just so good.
So good.
Like when he goes to Sidwell, he's like, why didn't you guys tell me? And then Sidwell was like, well, you've been keeping secrets, so we were keeping secrets. And then Nathan was like, you're just mad because Sidwell agrees with me. And then he was like, oh yeah? Oh yeah? I kidnapped your mother.
Oh,
And I was just like, this is so ridiculous. He's like, you're just mad that I kidnapped her. Like, and then he was like, well, yeah, I'm mad. And then he was like, you're no good. Like, your criminal dad would be so embarrassed by you. All your family is cooler than you. And I'm like, am I actually watching what I think I'm watching?
it was beautiful.
It was so good. And also just the Jocelyn Obrecht, like, are you kidding me? What was your reaction to their scenes together?
Okay, well, like the week starts off with like Joss just like throwing all of these truth bombs and revelations at poor Obrecht. Once
was
she's
it
trying to bring her to
orientation?
consciousness. It was orientation.
Orientation.
Yes, girl.
Okay.
It was orientation. Their new roomies. She gave her a tour. She said, look, other people were here. They made markings.
Loved how Liesl threw compliments to their accommodations, which is like, I felt like that was a nod to us because we recognize that for criminals, you don't have to try, and they tried.
They tried.
They put effort into their kidnapping.
I know. I value that. I like that. It's pretty cool.
I do. I value that in a kidnapper.
And then the Anna info comes out.
Yeah.
The Brit and how it all kind of ties together.
That was a lot.
It was a lot to handle to see her process. As it is, Anna was difficult. And then when she brought up Brit, like, because we've seen what's happened to their relationship and that Brit couldn't be honest with her and how much, what a toll that's taken on their relationship. And they left off in such a good space. So like, early start of Obrecht, she did an amazing job at kind of trying to figure out that information, piecing everything together. And then they ended that episode on the Cassius situation. Like nothing had happened yet. It was like, oh, there's Nathan. He's going to save us. And Joss is like, well, Well,
I'm glad that Obrecht understood a little bit of Britt's story because she had made a lot of
yes.
assumptions. And again, Britt allowed her
Yes.
to kind of have those. But that was so confusing, right? Because I'm like, what is she gonna do? Because she, at this point, like you said, she disclosed a bunch of stuff. She's getting
Yes.
Obrecht up to speed, and we've been saying it for the longest time. Obrecht needs to be in the picture so she can
Yes.
solve this problem and put these masterminds in their place, but also give her family the business and tell them, you're not good at scheming, do it better. And can you believe that that's exactly what happened last week?
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, she already called Willow out on it and Nina out. It's like, hey, if you're gonna do something, do it right. So now other people in her family are gonna get that exact same speech. Like, include me or do it better.
Like, Mel, we've been saying that, and they gave it to us.
I know. It
So
was
just invite us to the nurses' ball already. That's literally the whole
all we
point of this
want.
podcast is
Yeah.
just to be background at the nurses' ball. Literally is the only reason we're doing this
For
podcast.
real. Oh my
We
goodness.
should ask more often.
We should. You know what? We should throw it out there every couple of pods and have votes on it by our listeners. That'd be great.
Because like they already have their Port Charles media. But like
Yes.
give us like a badge, like where we're wearing a media badge
Yeah.
and it says like Port Charles update. But we don't talk. Don't let me talk.
I
I
was
will
gonna
get too
say.
shy. Too shy. Don't make me talk. But at least like show our badges. Like we're stationed somewhere. Give me a cocktail.
Yeah.
Right? Let me be in the background.
I feel you.
Hustling
I
and
want it. We need
bustling.
it. Mm-hmm.
And then let us watch the show at a table. Probably for two.
Yes.
They won't let us sit with anyone else.
No.
They'll be like, no.
I mean, because I know, I'd be like, Dante, we like totally met a couple of years ago at an event. You remember me, right?
What am I supposed to say? Like, I almost decided to switch my wedding thank you cards to a picture of us instead of me and my husband. I thought it looked nicer. Oh, okay, so podcast. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Back on track.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
trying to get to the nurses' ball. We gotta focus. So I was happy that Obrecht learned all that stuff about Britt, but then that conversation with Jocelyn, I'm like, okay, but like, how much truth is she going to tell this woman?
Yes.
It's one thing to talk about Anna. It's one thing to give the truth about Britt, but Cassius is a big deal, and she
Huge
has this
deal.
loyalty. Even last week when they were, like, Sidwell caught them and whatnot, she did this whole thing. She was like, Nathan, like, why are you doing, like, she made a point of showing Sidwell, I think this is Nathan, wink, wink. He didn't tell me the truth. And just conveying that loyalty to Nathan. So I was wondering, like, how far does this go? It's a big deal to tell a woman, this is really your son. And then
Right?
Nathan walks in. Don't you also think that's weird? Like, you've barely been missing for a minute, and then he opens the hostage door. No problem. Did you think he was tracking your phone and your whereabouts and he was just a concerned son? So she was happy, and then things happened. What did you think?
Okay, we've been waiting forever to hear like the deep-rooted story because we came up with the whole idea of twins. We talked it out.
No, this is you. You've been on the case. You've been trying to figure this out. This is a big moment for you.
It was huge when I finally got like the actual, okay, it wasn't Faison who actually separated the two. It was actually the sister. Like I was mind blown, but also it was so amazing thanks to the writers that it completely made sense. It didn't feel out of place. It didn't feel like a last minute story or disjointed. It followed exactly what we needed to learn what was happening. And it adds to the story of Cassius just wanting desperately to have a family because to Faison, he was just an object.
Oh my gosh. Mel, love what you're saying, but I have the dumbest thoughts right now.
Love it.
First
Tell
of
me
all,
everything.
I'm realizing that twins are genetic in the family because Obrecht has twins, but Nina had twins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. How did I miss that? Okay. Yes.
But also, that's the thing. I was like, so they blame Madeline, but that's the thing. You did your research. Like, Madeline has a problem
She does.
giving babies away. And splitting up twins, like, what's your
deal?
deal? What's your deal? Do you have people who love twins? Clearly, she's not on that team. And she's like, no. She's
Never.
like, splitting you apart, whether you look alike or not, apart. Yeah. So I was like, that's crazy. They looped around and blamed Madeline for this. That's horrible. And we saw this story and I loved it. I loved Nathan seeing that Obrecht had no idea.
Yeah.
But Obrecht was like, it broke my heart. But where's Nathan?
I know. It's hard to watch.
But then, like, she had to get mad at him because, like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she called him on everything he was doing, like, particularly posing as James' dad.
Yes, that was the worst one.
But it's worse. It's bad for sure. And I think James is really young to have a conversation about why the guy who looks like your dad is not your dad.
Right?
Okay. Can you call me uncle now? I've just changed my name.
So confusing.
Legally changed my name. So, but like Jocelyn was right there to
Yeah.
defend her man.
But even as the scene carries on, the way they position how they're standing and how she's
Mhm.
looking at him. Like we have talked about the hints. We knew this is probably going down this path, but to see how they're playing it out without throwing it in our face too much, like they did with the whole Dante Elizabeth thing, I love it when they do it like this.
It's such raw chemistry. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like Carly and Valentine and Perry, I never thought in a million years. But then, like when they threw them together, like so much of it fit. Like honestly, I
Yes.
would kill to have been in the room where someone was like, "Let's do this," because there was something just magic about the two, but also it just resolves a lot of things for us. For people who've watched the show for a long time, who've
Hmm.
watched this Carly Jason relationship that we love, but at times, come on, confusing. We're kind
Yes.
of like, what are you going to do with these two? Are they endgame? But like, I never thought in a million years that you would throw in another man with Jason vibes that would
Hmm.
outdo Jason that I would root for as endgame.
Right?
Craziness. Surpassing the Sunny, like, what? Like, how? Like, that was incredible. But that's the thing, like, Jocelyn and Cassius have this sort of natural chemistry. And, like, unlike Lulu, she knows his name.
Sorry, it took me a second. I was like, yes, I get it.
I mean, talk about foundation for a
Right?
relationship is knowing their name.
So important.
Okay? Like, look what happened when Nina called Sunny Mike. I just, I just
That family, I tell ya.
But the thing is, it's more than that. It's more than Jocelyn and Cassius. It's watching Jocelyn and Obrecht.
Yes, exactly.
There's just a language they speak. It was like Jocelyn kind of wanted her validation a little,
Yes.
but being like, could you believe I'm an agent? And then she's like, huh, I'm kind of mad I didn't see it. You know, like
Right?
there was just such an interesting cat and mouse connection. The way that, like, because I think for Obrecht, regardless of whether Jocelyn's like annoying or Carly's daughter, I think she sees Jocelyn as also good.
Yes.
And so, which meant a lot more to her when she saw Jocelyn genuinely talking about her son Cassius.
Yes.
Like, they're on
Absolutely.
the same team. Like, this
Mm,
is incredible. You have Jocelyn just with her future mutter-in-law. You
yep.
have Britt, who saved her life multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, Obrecht, Carly owes Obrecht a debt because she went to help save. No. Obrecht saved Willow. And at the time, Carly
Yes.
cared about that.
Yes.
Okay. But just Jocelyn in general has a very interesting connection to Obrecht right now, with Britt, even with Nina. They
Yes,
have
that's
a
true.
history.
Yeah. Big one.
So, look, today, I posted it. There are mixed opinions. You know, I think back in the day, never would have second guessed this pairing, but nowadays we are questioning the age gap. And so I feel like I have a solution.
Okay.
Okay. So I was reading the comments, and a lot of people were like, yes, but like there's a 20-year age difference. I'm like, yeah, but the chemistry's there. And I think about all of these storylines, and it was like, you know, Nicholas and his uncle's girlfriend, and like Morgan and his girlfriend's aunt.
Oof. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know? There were so many of these. I mean, the worst one was honestly, Nicholas and his son's girlfriend. That was there was no buildup. That was just weird.
Yes, I was like, "Wait a second, what? Videographic memory is working? I got you."
Yeah, could not get behind that. It was
No,
weird.
cannot.
And I get the age difference, and then I start thinking about, like, all her friends who forgot about her, and when they're together.
Like, she never even existed.
And so this is what I'm seeing. And I also saw in the comments that there's this new character that they're getting on the show, and it's like in honor of
Yes, I did see
Tristan
that.
Rogers. So they're gonna call him
Mhm.
Tristan Robbers. So people were saying that is meant to be Jocelyn's love interest. So this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking.
Yes, yes.
Chemistry is undeniable. Okay. And this is the stuff I really want to know, like from the writers. I really do. Like when you started this, it's like, did you know? Or is it more like you saw the chemistry, so this is gonna change course? Because I was watching That's Awesome podcast and Rick was on it. So his name is
Okay,
Rick in the show and Rick in real life. And so
okay.
apparently when he came back on, it was literally just supposed to be a few weeks.
No way!
Yeah, so like it got extended. So I am questioning this, like what is the plan for Joss? Like this other, the people are saying this other character is coming on as her love interest, but then we're watching her and Cassius, and it's really like intimate. There's so much trauma bonding that I would love to see flourish into a relationship.
He's the only one in that cave place that she can totally vibe with.
Exactly. And so again, she's living this different life. And at this point, it's not like she's gonna wanna like talk to her mom about it.
True.
Valentine, he
True.
relates to her and it's all she's had so far, but
Yes.
it irritates her.
Yes.
But she's got Cassius. So like what if it's like explored a little bit? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But in the end, the age difference maybe does become an issue. Unless they just pocket Jocelyn off, because that's also an option too, right? Like sometimes they pull a character away from others and just create this pocket so that the story can make sense.
Hmm. I kinda like the version you're giving me, though, that they do give it a try because of everything that happened, because this trust that they've built, but in the end, based on, like, their long-term goals or something more salacious, we don't know, but that they at least give it a try.
That's the thing, because it's like I feel like it would be not a relationship, but like a situationship.
Yes.
I think we're gonna see a lot of really cool moments of bonding. Like I that's what I want. Like I don't like I think for me what I see is a connection. Like we're seeing a really strong connection. So I think like I would love more scenes even after the fact where yeah, it could become romantic for sure, but I don't want it to be like okay, they hooked up, oh they're dating.
Yeah.
It would be like if you put them together, you're really kind of highlighting their really strong bond, the role that he plays for her, the role she plays for him. Because I never really saw the actor coming back as Nathan as staying for a long time.
Mhm.
Who knows, right? If the story is right. So that's why it's like it's not really like an end game situation, but I think it is
No.
kind of like a monumental person for her, like very transitionary in the sense of this world and her getting to know herself. But I would really love to see that.
And there's also okay, there's the summer coming up, so they're starting to, like, pair people off, and there's some exciting things that are gonna happen for the summer. But there's also the fact that she's the first person that said out loud to him, one, knew who he actually was, and air quotes, accepted him, but also saw that there was still good in him, that he's struggling with a choice. And she said that to Oberek, she said that to him. Like, he is kind of on this line of, am I bad or am I good?
Yeah, like I think they're gonna be each other's person. I
Mhm.
think there could be something romantic there. I'd like for there to be because I don't know, like you just get lost in them a little bit.
Yes, yes.
And again, if ever he comes back, it's kind of like a Christina Ethan. Obviously, she was quite young at the time and nothing ever
Yes.
really happened. But you can tell that like years later, this is a person they're gonna do anything for each other.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so I just think that it's a significant relationship that should like Nathan come and go, Cassius come and go, or like Jocelyn down the line is just this significant bond.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so like other things that were going on in the friend group. Okay. So Sidwell comes back. Colin was ready to have a confrontation and like talk things out. Sidwell is like losing it because other things are happening. And I
Yes.
was just laughing at their interaction by the safe because he came in to find the file.
Yes.
Okay. And then Colin was like, did you find it? And he's like, yes, I found it. I just loved how
His
sarcastic
reaction. Yes.
he was, because that's what is so amazing about Sidwell. So the thing is, like, they had a pact,
They did.
this friend group, and then Sidwell went rogue and did a
Colin went
thing.
rogue first.
Yeah, Cullen went rogue, but like Sidwell went roguer. Like, that was kind of crazy. You're about to blow up the whole cold fusion plan.
Right?
So I did not know what to think, right? Because last we left off, it was clear that Lucas wasn't going back to the safe to return the pictures, which is why I don't know why there was ever a scene of Lucas in the safe after he left Laura and Sunny.
But why is he staring at the safe?
Why did he try to go back inside the safe? He's like,
Lucas.
air transfer. Unless he was doing it to appear suspicious.
Oh, for the
To like
whole
go
lead
with
up.
Sidwell a little bit.
Okay, I can see that.
So we saw that, like, in the end, Sunny and Laura did have the pictures, burnt them, but they did not disclose their whole plan.
No.
But then Kristina goes to talk to Lucas. She's like, I'm gonna be a doctor. We're the same.
Yes.
And Lucas is like, oh my God, good for you. Like, he didn't even care enough to point out to her, hey, aren't you flaky? Because that's like the whole thing, right?
Right.
This, like, her leaving the show is more like, I'm going to do this serious thing. And then people are like, are you sure? Because you're not serious. But then it's like, but I am. But he didn't play along. He was like, cool beans.
No. It's like, that's great. I have stuff to do. I have like a lot going on.
I have a lot going on right now, like vengeance, so much. And I loved how she, in their conversation, he like makes that little comment, like, I don't think your dad's gonna care. Like, he's got a lot going on.
I know, that was so funny.
But Lucas was really, I feel, digging the whole mobster vibe.
I think so too, as much or however he speaks about Sunny. Like, was it last week that scene where he's like, give me your tie? I was like, damn.
Yeah, I was like, wow, like what? Like, and somebody wrote in the comments, or like, Julian's Jerome's son should be comfortable in that setting because I said he looked really comfortable. But again, he's Julian Jerome's son, and Julian Jerome was not an accomplished mobster.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so that is like a bit of a dig at like Danny and Lucas in a way as descendants of Julian, even though like I want nothing more than a Julian Jerome return where he shows up and he's like, gotcha, I actually know what I'm doing sometimes. Like, I want that so bad.
You're so funny.
But yes, so like Lucas pulled it out. Like, we were like, of all the people, I don't think so. But he did it. He's like, I want my tie and I'm gonna like defend my man. And he won't be, he couldn't be prouder that I'm gonna take down his father. Like, I was just like, I know Lucas wants to do right by Marco, but I don't know how Marco would feel about him setting up his dad.
I know. I'm a little unsure.
I feel like Marco would be like, call him.
Right? Well, I saw
Can
your
you
post.
hear
I'm
me?
like, I know why. I think I know why he didn't say it. Obviously, he wanted to escalate it, to push his buttons, get him to the point where he potentially got shot. But yeah, that whole scene, I'm just waiting for him to actually say something with value.
No, I didn't get any of that at all. Like, I was just like, Kristina asked him to like take over, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then Lucas calls Sidwell over. I knew he had a plan with Sunny and Laura, but like nothing entered my brain hole. And so I'm just like, are you seriously going to argue with a killer? Like, you live with a bunch of them, and then you're going to start stuff. I did not know at all what was going on.
Well, his jacket was too poofy.
That's what literally everybody was saying. Like, he's wearing a bulletproof vest. And then Johnny was like, well, you know, he's wearing a bulletproof vest. I'm like, but wouldn't he have to for the effect anyway? So this is me arguing this. And I'm like, I think he was really shot. Like, I don't think he could have been part of such a cool plan. But he was part of a cool plan. So he was wearing a bulletproof vest. And Johnny was like worried. He's like, what if he got shot in the head?
That's what I said to myself.
And then the cop said it more professionally. He's like, what if it was a headshot? He's like, well, then it wouldn't have
Well, it's
worked.
because we know that they're gonna fall in love. Like, that's just like that's
Absolutely.
obviously like that was one of those ones where they might as well have held up a poster and said, "These two this summer."
But it's still way better. Ugh, it's so bad though. It's like Marco's barely dead. He's like, here's
I
your,
know.
you know? But like, yes, of course you can see that, but it's still better than the whole Dante Elizabeth thing where she walks off in a
100%.
hallway and he's like, what if I don't want to, whatever it was. But I was just like, why?
I feel like that was like maybe an intern that day, and they wrote up a line that got slipped past people. And
Oh my
they're
gosh,
just
Mel,
like,
you
well,
should watch the That's Awesome podcast with Rick because they were bringing up the love triangle, and he's like, yeah, so like I'm taking this girl on dates. I guess we're developing a relationship off screen, but then I come to learn that on screen she's spending a lot of time with Dante.
that's amazing.
And he refers to that scene where she bumps her head and he keeps talking about Dante and he's like, huh? And then he said like there's gonna be an upcoming scene of all three of them where he kind of like walks in on them, like, you know, just them interacting or whatever. And I'm like, I can't wait to see that because now we know that like Rick is in the know.
Yes, I love it.
About
So
that
fun.
situation.
It's my
Okay.
fun B story.
Yeah. Okay. So back to Lucas. He gets shot. It's a plan. It's super cool. Laura's like, comes out, checks on, because no one was checking on him. Like
No.
all the cops, like first of all, when the cops came out to swarm Sidwell, so cool. I love a coup. Love a coup. And the fact that like Sonny's there, Laura, just like all these guys watching them try to explain why they did that.
Right?
Like, you have all the cops. Lucas lives with Sidwell, dated Marco, randomly blames the butler. The butler goes on the run. And now they're like, okay, come to the construction set. I think he's going to shoot Lucas. Let's go see. I think so.
It's like they got drunk and made up a plan.
It was so funny. And Sidwell did so good, you know, like his anger, the way he was staring at them, because he was already mad about like the evidence disappearing. And then I'm like, you were desperate because Sidwell started like becoming a little unhinged, telling Laura like, Sonny doesn't even care about you. And I'm like, okay, like this is crazy talk at this point because it's like we know as an audience how strong that relationship is. So for Sidwell to be doing that, he's more astute. So that was watching him kind of like scramble. And the fact that he made allegations knowing full well that he did not have evidence really showed his like state of mind.
True.
Not to Sonny's Maurice Bernard's podcast. So yeah, saying all that, and then the cutest, Dante going up to them. He's like, oh my gosh, you guys call me for once.
He was so happy. It was like, finally, guys, I'm a part of it.
But this is why they don't call you, because he's like, hey, what about what Sidwell said about the Dalton thing? And I'm like, first of all, that's a lie. Like, he's not outing them. He shot Dalton. That's bold. That is bold. That is some mean girl stuff right there. But also, what is up with Dante? Sidwell is so dangerous. You know this. He gets arrested. And your cop friend detective runs up on the scene, does not know what happens. And he's like, oh, could you grab him alone in a car? Just you?
I couldn't believe I was so mad. Like I knew it had to happen, but I was so mad.
I'm like, what? I'm like, that's on you.
Right?
That's on you. And Lucas is like, he's not coming after me. I'm fine. And Ava's like, I'm fine too. I'm like, I don't know. Ava's probably fine, but like,
I'm worried that when she shows up at her apartment, when she finally goes home, I don't know where she goes all the time, that he's going to be there.
I mean, yeah, she's not going to be fine because Nina told us. Like, in their But remember, she's going to be mad at him now. Because before she was like, I know he's dangerous, but I love him. And now she's like, hey, I love Lucas, because she genuinely does.
Yeah, she does.
Wasn't her fight with Carly the funniest?
I love those two together in a scene. Honestly, I probably had to watch it twice because I'm just like, I'm so happy they're again.
Because like they start out kind of getting along. And I'm thinking, this is insane that nobody knows that Sidwell was arrested and that it was
Right?
Lucas. Like, I think this is crazy. You get shot and nobody knows.
100%.
Like, I would want to be more important than that. Like, the moment I got shot, I want everyone to know. He's connected to so many people. Like, everyone should know. Like, a tweet should have went out or whatever the internet is.
Yeah, I don't
Everyone
know
should
anymore.
know. No, I don't care. So she finds out from Ava that Lucas got shot, even though she's there because she thinks her daughter's being held in the basement with cold fusion.
Yes.
And this is what I found their fight to be. Like, it was just not a vicious fight. It was such a
No.
teenage sister fight. That's
Yes.
exactly what it was. Because it was this line that got me from Ava. Stop blaming me, Carly. Happening. This is like the most ridiculous fight, but I kind of wanted an Ava Carly pairing that saves Obrecht. So think of it this way. Ava like teams up with Carly. She saves Obrecht, which is Nina, her bestie's aunt. Okay. And she
Yes.
participates in saving Jocelyn. Yes, Carly's daughter, but Trina's best friend.
Yes.
Like, we love all kinds of fun relationships and stories, but I always love like friendships too. And I definitely love enemies turning allies, even if it's
Yeah.
just for a mission. And I'm kind of disappointed.
I know. I feel like it was a missed opportunity.
It was. And the ring played a role. Like, Carly apparently was the only one who knew about this ring and who got it for her.
I kind of forgot. I remember, like, she did it, of course. And we're like, okay, when is this going to come back into play? And I was like, wow, one, we never see the help apart from Pascal. So that
Yes.
was exciting as well. And that she found
Yes.
this ring.
Yeah. So then Carly knows for sure her daughter's there and then went home. After all the like drama between her and
I
Valentine.
know.
My daughter, my daughter, my daughter. She's like, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna leave and come back.
I know, like,
She
these
did.
scenes are so not sexy. What happened?
They just needed to show them like
I know, in
slowly
a
devoted,
normal.
but it kind of
Mhm.
annoying, a little annoying. I was like,
Yeah,
you
totally.
needed to give me more. Like it's this back and forth where they're testing their trust.
Yes,
It
yes.
has a purpose. They are building it. But now we need Valentine and Carly to go in and like save
Get it
them.
done. Mhm.
Save them. But her exchange with Cullen was freaking phenomenal.
When she picked up that, like, what is it, envelope opener,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like, how sweet would it be that he's just all stabby with everybody, and then he gets poked a little. But she maintained her cool. They had their weird, creepy conversation, and then she left.
Okay, but that's the thing though, like in their exchange, my favorite parts was when he wouldn't stop questioning her. She's like, what is it that you expect me to know? She's like, you dated Brennan. And I loved what she said. Like, if I have to hear one more time,
Yeah, it was
that
so
like I
good.
can't. And then he even smirked. But
Yes.
then when she said, why don't you just ask Jack yourself? She's like, I don't have time for him to blink the answer to me. And I was like,
That was so good.
their exchange was so funny.
It was so good because, like, you've been reposting kind of videos of, like, the actor who plays Cullum. He makes these,
So
like,
good.
such funny videos in character. So, like, I'm looking for, like, glimpses of the silliness, and him as, himself is quite silly.
Yes.
So when he gave that line of, like, "I can't wait, I can't stay to count the blinks," I was like, was that, like, a throwaway? Like, did he put that in there, or was that actually a line? Because that was really good.
Even his smirk to what she had said, and that's the thing, like, some people do like, I find Beyond the Gates do social media really well because they
Yes.
often sit with the actors on their social media, they, like, actively talk about the storylines, and I definitely love, like, what they're doing, but then there's, like, some actors, like, I mean, the actor who plays Brad will do some funny stuff about his
Yeah.
scenes. Isaiah started to do it, which I was like, "Okay, I love this, I appreciate this," but the way that the Cullum actor does his social media and playing off the GH stuff is beyond entertaining.
Right?
Beyond. Do you know what interaction I could have done without?
Please tell me.
Like, the Tracy went to Lulu's, and then Lulu tried to call herself a success story in terms of who Tracy raised, which now I'm realizing was a bit of a theme, talking about Tracy as a parent. Totally didn't catch that until right now. That whole interaction was about, like, Tracy, her as a mother, and then we have, like, this Friday scene with her and Willow.
Okay, so that helps me give it a little bit more weight and not ignore it completely because all I did through that entire scene was roll my eyes.
Same,
Okay.
same. And I just feel this. I understand that when Lulu was younger, she used to call her step monster because, that was their dynamic. And she really did not like this woman, but her dad abandoned her. What do you want?
Yes, she had no
No, I
choice.
have to stay in a mansion. But I just feel like continuing to use the term step monster coming from a grown woman is just weird. Like, I think certain nicknames you can outgrow.
Yes, like I just found it not this scene was supposed to be this meaningful scene and her pulling back that word just didn't jive well.
It's just hilarious because it's like her son's missing. And
Yep.
it's like, she's like, I know you must be worried. I'm like, I don't know. She seems fine. Like she seems fine to me. Okay, so we said that scene connects to Friday's scene. It's like Brooklyn doesn't know what Tracy's doing, and Tracy doesn't know what Brooklyn's
I
doing.
know. I don't like that at all.
They're both
If she's gonna be in cahoots with anybody, it should be Tracy.
I think so. Oh, right.
Or maybe bring
Lucy.
in Lucy.
Right. Because
Lucy is
Lucy,
the cahoots
Tracy,
queen. Mhm.
yeah, they're not going to get along. That's why. And like Lucy's known for the whole like infidelity dramas.
Yes, yes, true, true.
Look, Tracy's not wrong. And I love that she called her out. I love that like the fact that Willow didn't realize like Wiley didn't send it to you. And the fact that Tracy was there, like that was crazy when Tracy was like, Wiley never invited you.
I loved it. I loved it.
It was so, so good. But this is one thing about Willow. Like, we talk about her in the sense of her, like, gaining her power, but it's so new. And just because you can win in a moment doesn't mean you are the moment, or it doesn't mean that you actually know how to, like, sustain power at all. Like, we saw her with Sidwell. It was
Yes.
laughable.
Right.
And in her conversation with Tracy, when she started saying, like, you're so mad because like my kids love me and your kids don't love you. And I'm like, it was really weird to me because I'm like, that is not an accurate read of like,
Right? And her of all people to say this to her when she's been in the family for like a hot minute.
yeah, it was just weird to me because I felt it was weak on Willow's part. Like
Yes.
she's playing a woman who has power, but in that
Mhm.
moment, I'm like, no, but you're not astute at all. Like that is absolutely not how Tracy perceives you because she used the
Mhm.
word viper, which I think her own aunt uses. Obrecht is how she sees Willow.
Yes.
So that was odd to me, but then here, I'll actually quote Johnny because Willow was saying like, "Your kids don't love you." She's like, if she said that to Curtis, she'd get punched in the face.
Accurate. Totally good.
But man, did Willow play it because she looked Chase's way before she screamed,
I
"Tracy, you're hurting me."
know.
And the
What
fact
a
that
stinker.
right, and the fact that Tracy even said, "You don't believe this, do you?" I'm like,
Of
you
course
already
he
know the
does.
answer to that. And the fact that this guy, he doesn't have to. Like when Drew was there and Olivia was pointing a gun at him, or no, yeah, he was there for that. And even when like Drew was threatening Danny and being like
Yes.
commanded to arrest, he kind of, took a step back, hoping it would settle.
Yes.
But the fact without hesitation that he went to go arrest Tracy while wet is insane to me.
No, like I've been annoyed by Chase like we all have, but when he looked at Tracy and said you're under arrest, I'm like, we're done. What is Brooklyn gonna do now? She's gonna move forward with her plan, but the fact that he arrested Tracy over Willow, like what on earth is that gonna do to Brooklyn and her rage
Well,
right now?
well, it's going to make her not think twice about framing Willow.
Well, how do you even look at your husband again? Fine, frame Willow. Willow is, the bad person. Chase is so innocent and doesn't know what she's doing, but he is still taking actions to carry him down a path. It reminds me of
Well, yeah,
Nixon Falls when we were saying Sonny could have used the internet. He could have chose to do something. He made a choice. Chase is constantly making a choice that's pushing him further and further away from his wife.
absolutely. Like I was having this conversation while watching, and I'm like, because I'm watching Brooklyn and her whole plan. I thought her first step, like when she saw Willow and made nice with her, I thought that was like Lucy's advice, but it turns out that was like, her choice to do.
Yes.
Um, But when I started today talking to Lucy, I just kept thinking, like, okay, so you do this plan. You get rid of Willow, let's say, even if you did frame her for an actual crime. But then, so that's how your marriage survives? Like,
Right?
really?
Right. That's exactly what I'm trying to
No, no,
say.
you're communicating it clearly because it's just we're hearing Brooklyn say it, but I think it's going to take a minute for her to realize that he's good, sure, and he doesn't see what Willow is doing, but at some point he has to be accountable for his tunnel vision. Like, at the end of the day, this guy was a detective and he's a cop, and regardless of how naive he is or any of that, the truth is he took actions that moved him away from his wife and towards someone else, and he is not taking actions to move toward his wife or respect what she's saying or find a way to make nice with the rich family that's giving him a home.
Yes.
So those things are real, and I think at the day, like, they're at the day? I think at the end of the day, not just the day in general.
I got you. I got you.
I think Michael's right. Even though his plan is it comes off a little harsh,
Yes.
but when we talk about it like this, I think Michael is right. Like, Brooklyn also needs to see Chase for who he is, but I'm beyond disgusted by him. And I'm like, why are you looking at Tracy with those big eyes? Like, Tracy calls you
Right?
out. She knows exactly who you are.
Mm-hmm.
She's convinced you shot Drew and you piss her off. She's going to, like, put her resources into that area. But she seemed shocked that Chase would arrest her. And I
Yeah.
was just thinking, like, is this you just impressed by what he'll do? Like, I couldn't figure out that reaction she had.
No, same. I'm not really sure where this lies right now.
But I just can't wait because it's not just his family. His boss, the DA, is
Oh,
like,
that was so good. How'd you feel about those scenes?
I was beyond happy because that's the point with Chase. You're being naive and you're kind of refusing to be in touch with reality. And I feel like Justine is reality, except when it comes to Sunny. She goes
It
somewhere
is
else.
so bonkers. Yeah.
But with him, I feel like, yeah, you're getting a dose of reality. Like, life is not a fairy tale and you're acting like it is. Like, this is completely insane to me. Like, you came to Port Charles after you screwed up at your last police department. A
Yeah.
woman who was being accused of murdering her boyfriend. You're like, well, did you see her cute, nice, pretty long hair? She brushes it 100 times a night. She couldn't possibly have done it. And then he slept with her. And then he came to Port Charles. He's like, where's your sister at? Do you have a twin? I'd love to do this again.
This retelling of the story.
A lot of other details in between, but that's pretty much the gist of Chase. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait because the thing is, it's like, it's not just facing Brooklyn. It's facing Justine, his boss, his colleagues. And
Right?
we know how much his, like, career means to him. I can't wait for that takedown, but I am a little afraid. I'm a little afraid. Like, there's so much that you can take Willow down for, particularly all the drugging she's been doing. And she found out that her mom wasn't drugging
Oof.
the men the way she promised she would. And Nina says what she always says, I was handling it, which is, I think, the words that
The
make Willow
worst.
shudder.
Yep.
And I'm just thinking, like, this is crazy. Like, your life is a complete mess. And you're just like, I need you to get me dirt on Drew. I'm just like, what? Like, I'm just like, you have, like, Sidwell after you, but I don't know. I don't think she gets it. I really don't think she gets it. But, Jack and Nina seem to be a united front, and he did get her the dirt.
Do we believe that that's actually true?
My gosh, I hope it's not true. Like, now that you said it, I absolutely hope it's not true. Because he just comes out of his little coma,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, I have everything you need.
Everything you need.
Even more.
I got you.
Even more. So long as you don't drug me,
We
I've got
good.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
I'm
gosh, I
really
would love
hoping that
that.
he's lying.
I would love that. But
So
this
good.
is where I think the problem lies. She has done so many wrong things. Like, she's, like, shot Drew. She's drugging him. All of it. She's in bed with Sidwell. But but now you're going to try to accuse her of a crime she doesn't commit. I understand that to Brooklyn, you're like, you need deception for the truth to come out sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, what if it doesn't? Like, what if
Okay.
this doesn't work? Like, accusing someone of a crime they didn't commit. Like, I don't know. Isn't that going to cause like Chase or somebody to dig further into that night?
That's what I'm worried about too, because does it shed a light on what's happening with Brooklyn? And technically, we still don't even know. Well, do we know it's Brooklyn? Yes, because she said she had damage to her car.
Well, we're thinking, right? I
I
don't
don't
know.
actually know. And there's
They're
so many people with
implying.
black vehicles.
They're implying it's Brooklyn, but she's like, Willow was also in the area, and no one cares that Danny and Charlotte crashed a car.
I know.
So yeah, like we don't know. What is
No,
Jordan and like and Curtis gonna do if it turns out that they had their accident and then some kids literally crashed the car? They weren't hurt, but they crashed a car.
honestly, I think that would be the best outcome in the sense that, like, you caused somebody else to have an accident
Yeah. No one
because of
left
your
you. No one knew.
ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And what if, I don't know, Brooklyn seems to think it was her because she's like, a car came and swerved at
I know.
me.
But maybe they did it to multiple. How long were they staring at each other, right?
I know. What if
Mm-hmm.
the people who caused the accident was Jordan was driving into Danny and Charlotte. Danny and Charlotte swerved, so Brooklyn hit the side of her car, and then those two crashed. I'm hoping.
Okay, here's to hoping.
I'm, yeah, because that baby shower, I have
Ugh,
freaking had it. Stella
I
is
can only
telling
imagine.
Tracy, well, like, because Tracy's like, I don't know how you manage with like the infidelity and the cheating and all. And I'm like,
Come on.
what are we talking about? They legitimately had a conversation ending their relationship. She slept with Isaiah, but it's not like her and Curtis talked again after that conversation before he went to go kiss Jordan at her door and ask for shelter.
Exactly.
And then him
Ugh.
throwing crap into Portia's face, being like, I gave you the house. And I'm like, yes. And then you whispered, because I was a crappy husband and I did wrong things. Don't tell
Exactly.
anybody.
Exactly.
Look, the only good thing out of this is the fact that like Kai got through to Trina when he was like, can you please ditch your fam? Can you please not get involved and just allow them to have their thing and just focus on yourself? So I'm glad that that is something that Trina understood, even though Kai's been so good to her. When I see that foursome together,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there are going to be problems. Like, you realize that
100%.
Gio and Trina live there. Emma and Kai don't. Gio and Trina are going to be singing together. Emma and Kai will not.
And they already have vibes. Like, I don't know.
Vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Vibes.
Totally.
But either way, like, again, love the way Kai stood up for Trina to Trina because she was really taken aback by it.
Yeah.
But I was not having it. Like Curtis said that Isaiah isn't family. I'm like, the only reason Jordan is there and is family is because she was married to your brother. Right?
I know, all I could think
Keeping it
about
in the
is
family,
having
Chris.
you beside me during that scene. I'm like, she must be losing her
Losing it.
mind right now.
Losing it. And then like the whole Jordan speech, I'm like, I love Jordan, but absolutely not in that moment. I'm like, I'm sorry, Jordan, but how do you want me to feel pity for you? Because there was Jordan's speech and then there was what Isaiah said.
Yes. And all of a sudden, she's okay with saying that it's somebody else that caused her accident. Like, she didn't take the eyes off her road for a good 3 minutes.
Like, I just can't with that. Like, that's why I'm hoping it's kind of what I said, because they're so busy blaming other people. And again, all these people didn't really know at the end of the day. But I want them to understand, like, this was all you, and you might have caused the kids to crash.
Yes.
And the kids to kind of crash into Brooklyn. I'm not sure how anyone is going to arrive at any real truth about that night, but I just couldn't handle the back and forth. But I felt like, I think that Isaiah made an impact. I think Portia made an impact when she's like, are you not thinking about the consequences of your actions? And the fact that everybody was so like clutching their pearls because Portia said, the pregnant woman that you have not given a moment of peace to, her entire
No.
pregnancy because she said, I did Trina a favor keeping her away from you.
Yeah. Taggart was so much better.
Like, this is okay. If you were with me, you would have heard me say some other stuff because I'm
I
like,
bet.
well, I don't know, Curtis. Do you want to publicly clutch your pearls about this topic? Because Jordan didn't want him on the police force. Like, remember how they used to work together and they have a history?
Mhm.
Well, he had a drug history.
Yes. I
And so,
remember.
like, he had his troubles. And, like, she did not, even though his troubles were, like, far behind him, it was a big reason she really didn't want him back on the force as, like, a detective or anything of the sort.
Yes.
So I'm just sort of like, I don't know, like, how much does Trina know? Not that it's relevant, but it's just Portia basically could have thrown more in his face,
Yeah, absolutely, she could have.
and she didn't. And the fact that, like, Jordan and Curtis stayed back just freaking out. Can't believe she called me a bad dad. And I'm like, but how is that the lowest thing Portia could have done? Like, that's what I'm not understanding. How is that the lowest thing? Like, you're pushing her buttons. She said you're a bad dad. Like, if you're a good dad, you don't sit there being like, oh my God, say something mean to me. Like, if you have like a sense of self,
Exactly.
you're just like, we were fighting. People say things. And even if she thinks that, she can think that. But does it make it true? Like, the fact that, like, at the end of the day, these two are going to do anything to vilify Portia. And I can't believe things flip this way, that I'm really siding with Portia. I was annoyed once again, Stella trying to make this like an equal thing. You know, like,
Yes,
you're
me
both
too.
equally responsible. And I love that Portia was able, not Portia, Isaiah was able to say, like, you brought us here. Like, you,
Absolutely.
Curtis. So I kind of loved it. I feel like Isaiah and Portia got some good points across. And at the very least, what made it better for me, that made up for the fact that Stella kind of like pointed to I'm like, Portia, stop having that face where you feel bad and you start reflecting and you have to do better. Enough, because you're the
No.
only one that's been doing that.
Exactly.
And at this point, it's just becoming a competition of like, which partner is more injured, Isaiah or Jordan? It's like, ugh. And I was just happy when Stella just gave it to Curtis, being like, look at what you did. Like, thank you. At what point are we going to recognize the choices Curtis made? You can't call that a one-time mistake if he won't stop.
Exactly. And like one part that got me a little bit is like when Curtis was talking to Jordan at the very end. And even though Jordan said the word she said to agree with him and make him feel better, when she hugged him
Mm-hmm.
and the camera zoomed in on her face, she's like, what the hell did I get myself into?
I
It's what
know.
it looked like to me.
I rewound
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, wait a second. I don't think she meant what she said. Like, I think she knows she's not on the winning side. And can you imagine that day in court? Because, like, we're watching the takedown of Sidwell and Cullum in slow motion, and Curtis's trial hasn't started yet. So I have to assume that by the time their trial starts, Lulu is more than capable of saying that he was there with me. And I think by
Yes.
then they'll be protected and the whole story will have been out. So that's going to be crazy to watch the courtroom drama of Isaiah's alibi being revealed.
Ooh, I can't wait to see that. I'm still, as we're talking, just questioning where Jordan's at right now. Like, she's back with this person that she loved. She never really got closure. She needs a partner that supports her and who is strong. And she's
He's never
witnessed
been
him.
that.
No, he's never been that. And I think just because she's struggling with dealing with everything that's going on, that she hasn't really had that time to think through the consequences of all of his current actions. And to me, like that one look and her face was like, I really need to click back into Jordan.
Hope so, right? Because I
Yes.
don't know if this is her just trying to prove her loyalty. I have no idea what she's doing, like you pointed out. But even when she went at Portia, I was like, can you not? Because he wouldn't
Right?
stop accusing Isaiah as being like, as being why they broke up or whatever. And then I like that she pointed out that Jordan had been inserting herself. And she's like, why are you bringing me into this? And I'm like, Jordan, I adore you, but
Mm-hmm.
you legitimately pushed yourself into this. You had
Yeah.
conversations with Anna about this, and she told you to stay away, and you chose not to. Portia literally asked you, could you stay away from my husband?
Yes.
And you didn't. So absolutely you're involved because you chose to be. And that I don't like because Jordan's pretty damn good at taking accountability,
Yes.
with literally no remorse. She can just say, like, yeah. And that's what I've always loved about Jordan.
Yeah, this version of her, I'm not a fan of.
But I think she'll find her way through. And to
Yes.
Drew.
Yes, you read my mind.
So Christina is like telling all the people. She told Lucas and she finally got around to telling her parents. And apparently she got into many schools.
Many? Mhm.
Many. Listen, I gotta give it to GH because for once, someone is leaving the show and they just didn't put them in a coma.
I do love that. I do appreciate that extra effort.
Look, I'm happy she's gonna be a doctor, but I still think it screws up the family dynamics. I
Yes.
you know how I feel about that. But I did love her at the bar because it echoed Sunny, her grandfather Mike, and Luke at times.
Yeah.
So there was
It's
I
a nice
kinda
ode.
like that. Like, if she's not gonna go into the mob, I love that connection to her family, but I don't know what it means. Like, she could be a doctor. I'm like, "Okay."
It's gonna be interest it's definitely, like, a new playing field. How does it work within her family? Especially given her dad's field of work, what happens with her sister? Like, it makes for a good story.
I am curious to see, right? Like, because they clearly made a choice to
Yes.
start a story. We don't know,
Yes.
like it's a to be continued, but they definitely made a choice. And for me, this is what I was wondering too, especially when she was talking a lot about like her struggles and things like this. I always wondered at what point or if they were ever going to do like an ADHD storyline. Like how
Ooh,
like the fact that the real world women get diagnosed later. I always debated whether it would happen to Maxie because we see James who's like all over the place and impulsive and is getting into like all of these accidents and the poor kiddo in real life got himself into an accident in the hospital and
yeah.
seems to be doing better. But I always wondered if they were going to do that with the Maxie James storyline, right? Like do something where James gets diagnosed and then Maxie gets diagnosed. And we know Maxie's turbulent kind of history in the show. And I wondered
Yes.
if it would have like put that into perspective. So I was like, oh, I wonder if they would do that there. But then I was wondering, okay, but if she's going to become a doctor, and I'm not saying it has to be the case, but let's say they chose to do it. Would she go to medical school and then kind of maybe discover that?
That would
Which
be
would
neat.
because if you're having her come back as a doctor, I mean, look, that is good enough. But they've been talking a lot about like the Davis dynamics and her role. And it's like, I wonder, what if she comes back as a doctor? What if she comes back with this diagnosis? Again, what does that mean for how Kristina is then perceived by her family,
Mhm.
right? Kind of revisiting all of like the emotional instability, the impulsivity through a different lens. I felt like the Kristina character or maybe the like Maxie character would have been an interesting ways to tell such a story. But like,
Yes.
yeah, I wondered. I wondered. But her goodbyes were super cute though, sweet with the parents.
Adorable with the parents. Of course, like,
Because it looks
Sunny is like,
real.
yeah, I was wondering because we both talk about this, that when the actor has their last scenes,
Yeah.
that you feel it even more because they're genuinely saying goodbye and you see this other side to them. So that's what that scene felt like for me, like it was her last scene with them.
Yes, and, like, I really did today, to be honest. I found the Michael, Molly, Christina scenes incredibly satisfying. It's,
Yes.
like, such a detail, you know what I mean? Because we
Mhm.
talked about their relationships, and I loved it. I love the decision to make it explicit, like, we're not gonna like, sometimes we want things to be natural, but I love that it was done explicitly because again, we love a romantic pairing, but we love nothing more than really fun friendships or enemies turned friends. And in this instance with Molly and Michael, because we've seen them together, right? She already went to him about Cody. But what I find really funny and special, I'm like, this could be a duo that we're going to love because they're kind of the same. Right? They had Christina, who was this like complementary force. And then you have these two that are like emotionally reserved, very
Yes.
careful. And I kind of love the whole blind leading the blind because I think there's going to be a lot of fun to be had between those two like that.
I agree, like, and part of my favorite part is when she's just unloading everybody's history and problems and be like, "Okay, now you have a good basis of what Molly's going through. Now this is what Michael's gonna need help for. Help each other."
It's just like Michael was smiling and loving this the whole
He
time, and it
was.
was just so cute, and that's what I wanna see, like, we saw them, like, we saw how the talk went about Cody, where he was like, "I could relate," but I'm realizing, like, Michael's had, a marriage that failed. Like, he
Yeah.
can relate to her, and I wanna see them, I wanna see them see themselves in each other.
Yes,
And
I
then
love the way you
advise
put
the
that.
other. So, like, I kinda like their samey vibe a lot, and I do look forward to it. I'm like, "Do not disappoint." I need to see, like, the Molly and Michael scenes.
Yes, absolutely.
Um, One last thing about, the friend group. So,
Yes.
like, Colin is like, "I've had enough. I'm gonna, like, knife her." What? So he just brings a knife and he's like, "I'm gonna just take Joss out." I'm like, "That's crazy. Crazy
Right?
talk." But, like, Cassius, though, this is the second time he's like, "No." I'm like, "This guy would take a bullet for her, a
Mhm,
stabbing for her." Like, it's
mhm.
crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
Mhm. Just had to highlight that moment. Like, that's what I mean, they're sharing a lot. Like, even since the time Obrecht's been there, there's just been so much legitimate bonding, and we thought that, like, Anna would be Jocelyn's mentor, but I feel like, Obrecht's there for for that too, in addition to Valentine. I think these are really interesting connections she's making.
I think so too, and Obrecht has experience in a vastly different way that can help her out.
That's what I
Um,
mean, right? Like, there's
yes.
Valentine, but then there's, like, Obrecht is, like, the opposite side to things, and with that comes a lot of information too.
100%. Okay, we've talked about all the things. We covered all the stuff. I do have a question for you. What did you think of Ethan in his cop uniform?
I enjoyed it. I was like, "Where did you get that? Like, what are you doing?" Like, I was shy. I was like, "Come on. What's happening here?" Like, you know what that moment did? It redeemed the Alexis Ethan scenes for me. Because if I had to hear about him being an orphan one more time, I was like, "Alexis,
So
sign
over it.
the papers. Just sign it. Like, just do what he wants." Like,
Yes.
it's gonna come out anyway.
Yes.
So I feel like watching on his copy uniform, but I'm thinking like, what evidence are you going to destroy? Because the last thing that they said to each other was, "You're the only one who could know about Delilah and tell Phoebe about her mom." And I'm just thinking, can you just write this baby a letter and be
That's
done
what
with
I
it?
was
Couldn't
thinking.
you just write a letter? He's like, "You're right. I am the only one who can tell Phoebe about her mom. I'm going to go erase any connection that we could possibly have." And I just don't know what he could have taken.
I know, I'm like, was it her phone? Was it something a piece of jewelry? Like, maybe that he'll include in the letter because we know how significant like, DNA is irrelevant.
He
Nobody
did this
said,
for
"Let's."
jewelry?
We don't
We don't
know.
know. We don't know.
We don't know. Okay, do you have any favorite lines?
My gosh, let me see. Do I? I do.
Damn
I
it, I
think
feel like it's the same one as mine. Go for it.
honestly, probably not. It was the interaction between Jocelyn and Obrecht,
Okay.
and Obrecht was so proud of what Britt was able to accomplish,
Mhm.
and then Jocelyn was, like, kind of speaking negatively, and then Obrecht said, "What happened to women supporting women?"
That was so good. Such a
That
good
was
line.
that was my favorite.
So mine is of the teenage girl trio, which
Oh!
yes. So, when Cullum and Cassius were talking, he's like, says the director who can't find a terminally old woman and a teenager.
Yes. Yes, their insults were so good. So good.
For this week, there are so many stars. Like, of course, we talked about Obrecht and Joss, their relationship, Obrecht on her own.
Yes.
Who else do we have?
Jocelyn Cassius, the Carly Ava fight to me was hilarious.
Yes.
Um, I wanna give stars to look, I'm gonna give stars to the Ashford family. They're bringing the drama, but
Yes, they
definitely
are.
stars to Portia, like, stand up for yourself. Stars to, like,
Yes.
Isaiah, intentionally no stars to Curtis and Jordan. Stars to the, like, Christina goodbye stuff, that was
Of
adorbs.
course. Yes.
Stars to Lucas's caper, like, he actually pulled it off.
Yes.
Joss and Cassius, the friend group.
And Ethan in his uniform.
Ethan and his uniform.
Oh my gosh, we did it. What was your cutie pie moment of the week?
Okay, so maybe it's James. Maybe it's James and Molly and Cody. Maybe it's Michael, Molly, and Kristina, or Kristina and Sunny and Alexis.
Okay, so
Brett and
no,
Jocelyn was cute
yes.
too.
So we will put that out to vote if you have time.
Yeah.
You can put it out
It's not
there.
reality. You guys can vote mentally if you want.
Mentally, please
or
vote
just
mentally. It
comment.
means a lot to us.
Just comment. Like, if you heard me say it, so you guys can like comment and just be like, hey, this is like a weird random secret post that no one else will understand. And be like, this
Oh
is
my
my cutie pie
God.
moment on like my most recent post of like, our podcast on Saturday.
Okay, I freaking love that because let's get involved. Let's
It can't
participate.
all
Let's
be
do
on
this thing
me,
together.
guys. Just
It's a team effort, y'all.
call me out. Just listen and
What?
vote.
Can you remind everybody what your handle is?
Yeah, it's at Cutified Coloring on Instagram. If you want to take a look, the link to the coloring book is accessible from our Instagram page, and you can also just go on Instagram, Amazon, and just type in Cutified Coloring Book.
We also need to remind people that there will not be
Oh.
a podcast on June 20th.
Oh, say all the dates, Mel. I'm letting her handle this.
Can we just do it one at a time?
I made no suggested dates. Because you're saying it's the 19th. When do you plan on telling him about the rest?
Well, we can do it now. Let's pull up a calendar.
Because next
June
week is the
27th. So June 20th, no podcast. June 27th, no podcast. July 4th, no podcast.
Yeah.
And would you like the August date as well?
They could wait for that. Don't depress everyone. Is it right after though?
Cool. No, it's the beginning of August.
Okay, because Mel's coming down. Listen, guys, this is what we'll do. I can't make any promises if Johnny's available. If I let him in the closet with me
next week for June 20th.
Well, the 19th, right? The 19th, like he might be available. The following Friday, the 26th, is my birthday, so probably no, because we'll all be together. But you never know, Belle. What if, like, not the one on
You
my
come
birthday?
home?
No, not the one on my birthday. But what if we have like cocktails
Yes.
and it's not a real podcast, and you get to include Johnny in it and ask him whatever questions you want to have?
Okay, that would totally be fun.
We'll see.
Okay.
No promises.
No
We'll
promises.
see. We'll see.
So that was fun.
Fine.
So we talked about all things. We covered a ton of stuff. That's a wrap, folks. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.